CeCe Winans. A name that carries weight, history, and power in gospel music. For decades, she has been more than just a singer. She has been a voice of healing, a messenger of faith, and a reminder that gospel music isn't just about melodies, but about ministry. Her songs have comforted the broken, lifted up the weary, and reminded millions of people around the world that God's love is still alive. But now, something shocking is happening. Fans everywhere are whispering the same question. Is CeCe Winans saying her last goodbye? Why has she suddenly stepped away at the height of her influence? What's the real reason behind her silence? This is not just about a gospel star making a career decision. This is about a woman who has carried the faith of generations, suddenly pulling back when the world feels like it needs her voice more than ever. Let's go back to the beginning, because to understand this last goodbye, we need to remember where CeCe came from. Born Priscilla Marie Winans in Detroit, Michigan, CeCe grew up in one of the most powerful gospel families the world has ever seen, the Winans family. Her brothers, her relatives, and later even her children, all carried the gift of music. But CeCe, she had something different. Her voice wasn't just about talent. It carried anointing. From the very start, she became known for songs that weren't just hits on the charts, but sermons in themselves. Think about Alabaster Box. Think about Mercy Said No. Songs that didn't just get played on the radio, they changed people's lives. And yet, for all her fame, CeCe remained humble, always pointing back to God, never to herself. So why would a woman with such a calling, such a platform, such a divine voice, suddenly take a step back? That's the question fans are asking, and the answers aren't as simple as people think. Publicly, CeCe has hinted at seasons of rest and time with family. She has said she feels a calling toward teaching, mentoring, and investing in the next generation more than just performing. And on the surface, that sounds beautiful. But beneath it, there are deeper reasons. Some close to her say that the pressure of constantly being in the spotlight began to weigh heavily. Gospel music may look glamorous on stage, but behind the scenes, it can be draining, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. CeCe has spoken about needing to protect her health, her peace, and her family. Others point to the shifting music industry. Gospel is no longer what it was in the 90s or even the early 2000s. Today, the lines between gospel, contemporary Christian, and even secular music are blurred. CeCe, a traditionalist in many ways, has been navigating a world where faith-based music sometimes feels more like business than ministry. And then, there is the reality of legacy. CeCe Winans has already achieved what most artists only dream of: 15 Grammy Awards, multiple Dove Awards, countless Stellar Awards, and even a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. When you have already climbed every mountain, maybe the next step is not about chasing more glory, but about passing the torch. Yet, for her fans, this feels like heartbreak. Because CeCe isn't just a singer, she is a spiritual anchor. At a time when the world is in chaos, when people are desperate for hope, the idea of her stepping away feels almost like abandonment. But maybe, just maybe, this isn't an ending. Maybe it's a new beginning. When CeCe Winans made the decision to step away, it wasn't without prayer. She has always said that her life belongs to God, not to fame, not to record labels, not even to fans. And in many ways, her departure reminds us of something bigger, that even the strongest voices sometimes need silence to hear God again. Behind the scenes, CeCe has been pouring into her local church, mentoring young singers, and building something that may outlast even her most famous songs. In Nashville, her ministry has grown quietly but powerfully, as she focuses on raising up a new generation of worshipers who aren't chasing awards, but chasing after God. This shift may be the true reason for her goodbye. Because while the stage gives you applause, the altar gives you transformation. And CeCe has always been more about transformation than performance. Still, her absence is deeply felt. Fans flood her social media, asking if she'll release another album, if she'll go on tour again, if she'll bring that voice back to the big stage. But CeCe seems content, not chasing the spotlight, but embracing a quieter obedience. And here's the truth: stepping away doesn't mean giving up. It means giving more in a different way. In her recent appearances, CeCe has hinted that her heart is now leaning toward legacy work. Writing books, mentoring women, teaching young artists how to survive the pressures of ministry, and most importantly, spending time with her family. After decades of sacrifice, travel, and non-stop ministry, maybe this is the gift God is giving her, rest. But to fans, it feels like a last goodbye. Because we are so used to seeing our heroes on stage, we forget they are human. We forget they grow older, they get tired, they want to breathe. CeCe Winans has given the world more than enough, and perhaps her farewell isn't about ending her influence, but about reminding us that the message is bigger than the messenger. So what now? Is this really the end? Will CeCe Winans truly step away forever? Or will we one day see her rise again with a surprise tour, a new worship album, a fresh revival of music that shakes the heavens? No one knows for sure. But one thing is certain, CeCe Winans has already secured her place as one of the greatest gospel voices in history. Whether she sings another note or not, her songs will keep speaking, her ministry will keep living, and her legacy will keep inspiring. And maybe that's the real goodbye, not a sad farewell, but a reminder that sometimes saying goodbye to the stage means saying hello to something even greater. So to the fans who feel heartbroken, remember this: CeCe Winans hasn't left you without hope. Her music still lives. Her ministry still thrives. And her example still shines. Because even if this is her last goodbye, the truth is, CeCe's voice will never truly be silenced.